All right. Well, hello everyone. I am author Kevin L. Antoine, and I am participating in the Trilogy Christian Publishing Group Challenge. This is day number 8, and I'm speaking to you about my first and only book, Memoir, My Testimonies. And today I want to share the story about the time I almost got fired during an assignment on a deployment. The year was 2010, and I volunteered to deploy to Al Udeid Air Base, Qatar. The assignment was to be the executive order for the operations group commander for 4 months. This was a very important assignment because Al Udeid was a major entry point into the wars that were going on in Iraq and Afghanistan. The operations group housed critical assets to being successful in these wars, namely pilots and navigators of the Air Force. I left Colorado and arrived in Qatar in January, and of course traveling forward in time caused me to be severely jet lagged. The person that I was replacing was responsible for getting me spun up prior to their mandated departure in 3 days. The problem was I was severely jet lagged, my sleep schedule was off, and I was exhausted. Even though I was physically there, I was not there mentally or psychologically. However, the mission had to continue, and I had to either find a way to step up to the challenge or be sent back to the States, which would be considered a firing. For 3 days, I was given a lot of information, training, and documents, but I felt like I had not learned anything. Therefore, I felt ill-prepared for the daunting assignment that was ahead of me. Well, my predecessor left, and I was on my own to do the job. I struggled for the first week, then my commander called me into his office and told me that what he was about to say was not personal, but if I can't figure out the job over the next week, he would put in a request to send me back to the States and bring in a replacement. I do not believe I've ever felt more pressure in my life than I felt in that moment. I had to remind myself that I am a child of God. So I prayed and asked God to help me with this difficult time. I began to really hone in on the speed training I received over the 3 days, and I was finally adjusting to being in Qatar. It had only been a week since I arrived, so I was not proficient, which also meant I was not efficient. So I came in early so that I could make the necessary preparations in a timely manner. Week after week, my proficiency and efficiency increased. So needless to say, I did not get fired. As a matter of fact, I gained the respect of my commander and everyone else I was brought there to serve. For 4 months, 4 months went by, and it was almost time for me to leave Qatar and transition back to the States. But first, I had to train my replacement. She was a woman, I noticed, who was quite arrogant, which made the training process somewhat difficult. I found out that she was an Air Force Academy graduate, which in my opinion explained her arrogance. Academy graduates are considered the top tier of those entering the Air Force, but she was a junior officer and lacked experience. Well, the training was completed, and I did not feel comfortable that my replacement had the right temperament nor experience to handle that high-level position. After a month, I returned home. I made a call to Qatar to find out how my replacement was adjusting, only to find out that she had been fired. I was not surprised. I can honestly say that the 4-month period of working as an executive officer for the operations group was the most challenging job or position that I have ever had thus far. I share my testimonies from this book, Memoir, My Testimonies, to let you know that no matter what you're going through, no matter what you're facing, you may feel like you are the only one dealing with difficult times, difficult situations, or even difficult people, but just know there's always somebody who either has it worse or who has gone through very similar experiences as you. Keep your focus on God. Rely on Him to get you through. All right, this is day 8. I will see you back here tomorrow for day 9 as I share another testimony from my book, Memoir, My Testimonies. Have a blessed day.